Welcome to the arena, good citizens of the Empire. Lower the gates!
Hello and welcome, my name is Adventure, and today we are going to be covering the Arena game mode in the Elder Scrolls Blades. Now we're going to be doing this a couple of different ways. A lot of this is going to be speculation, some of it we're going to go look at the trailers, and others we're going to be comparing to the arena that was in Oblivion, which is one of the previous installments of the Elder Scrolls series. Real quick, I do just want to say thank you guys so much for all of your support on the last couple videos. If you missed those and want to go check them out, I'll throw some links down in the description so you can. Now this video is going to be pretty in-depth. Some of the topics that we're going to be covering are Oblivion's arena in general, the ranking system, who you'll play against, and items and looting. If you'd like to skip ahead to any of these, then go ahead and check the description below where I'll leave some timestamps. So as I said before, we are going to be doing some of our own speculation on the arena game mode. Out of the three modes in Blades, this is the one that we know the least about, and the only information that we have so far is that it's a real 1v1 fight between you and an online opponent. So over the next couple minutes, we'll be covering a couple ideas that could be included in the game mode. As some of you may or may not know, this isn't the first time that Bethesda has created an arena. In the Elder Scrolls 4, better known as Oblivion, there was an arena. It was a faction that the player could experience, and for a ton of players, the arena was the first steps you took when you were a low level. It was an easy place to earn experience and money right off the bat. That brings us to the first thing I want to talk about. Will there be a ranking system in Elder Scrolls Blades, and if so, how will it work? If we look at the ranks that were in Oblivion, it would make sense if there was a similar system involved with Blade. This could be something completely different from your personal level. So imagine you go into the arena for the first time ever. You're matched against someone with the same rank as you, so in this case, Pit Dog. You're both trying to figure out the game, and you end up losing a close match and start with an 0-1 record. Now your rank doesn't change. Then you decide to really prove your worth, and you rattle off 3 straight wins. At the end of your last fight, you get promoted to Brawler. In your first game back with your new title, you take a quick loss and you get dropped back down to Pit Dog. I'm sure by now you can see the pattern. Every time you win, you take 1 step forward. Every time you lose, take 1 back. The system evenly awards you for winning and losing. You win more than you lose, and you'll eventually rank up. Along with that, you only play against players that share the same rank as you. So obviously, a champion wouldn't play a warrior, and a warrior wouldn't play a Pit Dog. In my opinion, a ranking system like this would add a fun and competitive dimension to the game that could be good for everyone. It gives people a reason to grind, but you can also do it for fun. The next thing I want to talk about is what items and what fighting styles will we be allowed to use and will we face. Back in Oblivion, you could come up against any fighting style and they were allowed to use any weapon. The only restriction was armor. Back in Oblivion, you had to either pick between a light raiment or a heavy raiment, and that determined kind of your fighting style. Essentially, it'll be interesting to see if we're allowed to use items we want and when playing against anyone we want. That may sound complicated, so let me break it down. Say you model your character as a light armored slasher, a quick striking one-handed blade wielder who lives and dies by his speed and agility. So, will the game match you up with someone that mirrors your ability, or will they put you up against just anyone? In my opinion, they should make it so that the only restrictions that you play against are the rank. That way players are forced to side with their strengths. If you're a quick and nimble player, you're gonna have to dance around the brute wearing heavy armor, but if he lands a couple of hard hits, it could be over for you. This keeps the game very competitive and really makes you play to what you chose to play as. The last topic I want to touch on very quickly is if we'll be allowed to loot the bodies of our fallen opponent. This was strictly prohibited when it came to Oblivion, and there are a couple of things that point to that staying the same way. If you were allowed to loot, you would essentially be wagering the items in your inventory on the match. They could, however, make it so the system just makes copies of your items and then the other player can pick it up. There is one flaw in that logic though. If Bethesda is going to want there to be special items in the game, most likely things that can be obtained by purchasing microtransactions or special event items that can only be earned once the player has completed a set of challenges, they're not going to want to lose money by making copies of a special sword and giving it away for free in the arena. While looting the bodies of the fallen would be a cool idea and could give you an extra sense of satisfaction, I just don't think it's reasonable in this game mode. Well guys, that is everything that I had lined up to talk about in this video. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching, as it took a while for me to get this out to you. Let me know down in the comment section if you would like to see speculation videos on the other game modes like Town and Abyss. And last thing, when we get a little closer and to more confirmation on when this game will be released, I would love to do a giveaway with some merchandise that I was able to get my hands on for the Elder Scrolls Blades. We're going to do it right here on the channel, so make sure you subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, those links are down below, so you guys can hear more about that in the future. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.